Medevac's gonna go down. That gas becoming so precious at this point. Losing 6 medevacs. Units lost, just cataclysmic right now. It's evening out, but that's gonna happen because the Zerg just has so much to throw away. The more trading he does, the more he falls behind. This drop doing nothing during the whole engagement. He could have drop, marched the main army here, maybe split them up, try to do something, but that's just not how you're gonna do it. You can't go head on at this point. Not with his tech, and not with his build order. He's trying to do like he went mech, but he didn't go mech, he went bio, and he's not using bio's mobility to his advantage. He's just marching straight forward, straight through the creep, straight to the main army that's going to kill him. A lot of investors. Back to production, finally starting ship plating. We may see an air transition, which is just not going to work, because as soon as the Zerg notices that there is one air unit, he's going to go ahead and drop a Spire if he doesn't have one already, and have 200 Mutalist Scout right away, and they're just going to eat through everything. Not to be pessimistic, but man, wow, this game was completely turned around. Losing your second in the mid game is just huge. He found a way to climb back into this. He's now in the advantage. It is his game to lose. With these attacks, they're just not going to work. Like, straight up, not going to do anything. Wisely pulling back, but not stuttering or anything, so it's just free kills for the Zerg. There we go. Siege Tank's going to siege up, doing less damage to the Ultralisk. Another forward choice on engagement. Marauders in the back, and don't know why. They should be tanking. No focus fire going on. Huge fungals. Medevac's out of energy. They're going to die. Marauders are going to die. Oh my goodness. More fungals going down. Gonna bust down the wall, supply block, everything going down. Siege Tank still in poor position, not the optimal DPS. Huge drone transfers going on. Economy shooting up for the Zerg player. We have the Ultralisk having a field day. 18 kills on one, 22 on the other, another 18 on the third one. Doing work. Infestors in the double digits for kills. Volleyball attack coming in, gonna take away the high ground. More Ultralisk reinforcements coming in. We have 12 more Infestors coming in just to put on the harassment. A lot of medevacs, no one to heal. They're gonna fly away, probably go home because they know this base is lost. Infestors, the free units, doing huge damage, killing more tanks. He busts in the wall. More reinforcements coming in. Wisely choosing his engagements. Gonna ignore the planetary fortress and go for the tech. Terran player has no options. Marines being sliced in half. Oh my goodness. Jardozer, what are you doing? This is rude. Leave no mercy. Take no prisoners. He's just killing everything. The hero group of Marauders coming in from Starship Troopers, trying to do some damage, not focus firing. Stutter Step does not work against Ultralisk, unfortunately. One goes down, two goes down. We have a Marauder coming for the back for a flank. 2, 3. Working on the third. Ultralisk is gonna die. The hero Ultralisk falls. They will build a statue for him in the Zerg Hive. Back at the main base, remaxed again. Poised to go again. Another 6 Ultralisk, another 10 Infestors. More Lings. 3-3, everything done. In position for another attack. The Swarm creeping in. Sensor Tower sees him, but nothing can happen. No one's home. No bunkers, no tanks. The Swarm's coming. There's nothing he can do. Goes for the engagement. AFK units, not going to help. Not going to help with being behind. He steps up. This is the final stand. No fungals being dropped. Ultralisk awkward, but doing so much damage. Taking so much damage, the Infestors can go to work. Here comes the flank. Ultralisk falls. Volleyball attack coming in, possibly some fungals. No fungals, we just have an Infest and Terran army. Alright, poor pathing by the medevacs. Gonna lose one. No, he's focus firing the army. Killing the army for free. Terran economy is dwindling. He has nothing left. The medevacs don't even have energy to heal. We do have some more bases up, but unfortunately this just tech path has screwed him completely. There's nothing he can do. He just awaits the swarm. This is a situation when I feel like our player feels like he's more ahead than he is. He's holding these attacks. Little does he know, this is over. No PF here. Small mistake. Gonna get a free engagement. Free kills. Oh, the swarm comes in. This Ultralisk. Okay, wisely lifts off. Lost the mules. There's about 1,000 worth of minerals. PF up over here. Rebuild his base, but everything's gonna go down again if he chooses to engage. Terran army moving in. Do a little pinch. Would be a good situation if he had more bases. Unfortunately, this will be a trade. He will lose this army for this base, and at this point, that's huge because he has no more bases to mine from when he loses this. This is what you want to do while you're dropping, or something, while you have something on the field, because this is just not going to do enough. He's going to kill. He's going to trade pretty well, but no bases to back it up. So his income is just shot to shit, for lack of a better word. And the marathon of games is testing both my patience and J-Dozer, because I'm sure she's ready to end this game. He's got things to do. He's got places to go. He's like, hey, I just came back. These nukes, you're not building them. I have things to do. Come on, quit. He can't be careless, though, and I love that he's being as aggressive as he can. He doesn't want to just throw away units and end up losing by a swift counterattack. So trading evenly. Tanks melting. Finally, the good game. The marathon ends 42 minutes, 29 seconds for a ZVT. Incredible play. Especially by our Zerg player. It's just, wow. That did not expect that to be that long. That I am almost speechless on that comeback. Especially at the master level. That was incredible. Did really bad things in the early game. It was succeeded by almost flawless play, and that made him win. Coupled with poor choices by our opponent. Wow, just complete turnaround. Man, what focus to sit through that and just macro. Incredible. Okay, a few things there. Don't give up. That is a perfect example. At the high master level, you had someone come back from what most would call automatic good game. Even at the lower leagues, they'd be like, "Oh, you lost. I mean, you lost a second. You just can't do that. It's pretty much over. Just you need to go ahead and GG there." Not our Zerg. No, he stuck to that. J-Dozer, he stuck with it. He knew his situation. He said, okay, I do have to do damage pretty soon, so I'm going to look for an opening and take it. He was active with his lings, which you have speedlings, you need to be, because you never know when that opening is going to come up, and that, as you can see. And ignore the huge engagements, the whole focal point, and I'm not searching through that game to find it, but when he left his ramp down, when he had just killed the third, or just killed the natural, and all our Zerg player had was a third in main. But he had his little handful of lings that he made. He didn't start going more crazy with lings. He was droning, macroing, taking bases, upgrading. He was still doing that. He just took a few lings that he had and said, okay, this is the army that I have in the mid game. If I build units, I will automatically lose because I'll be so behind. I need to catch back up in economy and then just hope for some good engagements. He was behind, but he knew what he had to do. I'll see a lot of players in that situation going for Hive Tech, and we didn't get that till pretty late. He knew that the situation with winning would be to get cost-effective units, create poor engagements, and look for an opening. Unbeknownst to him, it happened so easily. It was that first run by, and because of the poor macro the Terran player had while it was going on, he immediately caught up. Just after that one small run by with I think it was 10 or 12 lings, like nothing, he had killed like 6 or 7 SCVs, had pulled mine time, and moved the army out of position. He had a siege on the outside. He moved it. The Zerg could come back in and take good position, map control. That's all she wrote. He just slowly ate away, almost Thorazane Terran versus Terran style. He's the spoon Zerg, and just spooned away until he saw an opening. He took it. Now, interesting part. There was a little extra here. This is where we go the extra mile in this commentary. I actually had a brief, I won't say full interview because that sounds very, that's a lie. I did speak with Jardozer, and I asked him, I said, I'm trying to find players that aren't robots. I want to find people that have a style and they just want to stick to it. And I said, what's your style? What's your secret? Because he's fairly successful in Masters, and any Masters player, I think, you could learn something from. And he said, he's like, I don't have a clear, play style, which is good because as Zerg, you're the reactive race. But he said, I love being aggressive. I love being aggressive. And, that really stuck with me. And you watching this replay, you can see he overbuilt Lings to kill the bunker. But you saw him with his Lings moving around, being active. He says aggressive. I like to say active. Because active is less of an all-inish word. Because you talk to a lower league player and you say, okay, you need to be aggressive. They okay, so I need a 6-pull, clearly. And if that doesn't work, then what the fuck, Imba? But no, aggressive can be replaced. I think it's synonymous with active. Active with your Lings is looking for an opening. When you find the opening, then you go ahead and be aggressive. Barring that, don't be aggressive. Just hang out, see what happens. As you saw our Zerg player do, he really read the map well. Especially versus Terran. You can't count on their supply depot being down, but true sign to me of a really good player. And I feel like Jardozer here, if he sticks with it, I see him being able to take the steps to the next level. Like, no, he's not a 1,200 point master or a top 10 GM player. He's not like some noob from the last series of videos I did who was just an incredible GM player. He's got flaws, and he's got mistakes, and he's got a poor build. Maybe he overreacts to bunker rushes. He has these little things that are holding him back. But what I like is he has a style. He says, I like being aggressive. I don't want to give that up. Just because I'm going Ling and Fester, I don't feel like just hanging out at my base and waiting for drops. I'm like, no, he's moving out. Even if he lost a base, he's like, I'm still being aggressive. I should be macroing here. I will macro, but I'm throwing out some aggression behind it. So I'm doing two things at once. So I'm throwing my opponent off constantly. So anytime you talk to a Zerg player and you want to know about their style, every Zerg player at the master level is automatically going to have really good macro, like really, really solid macro. You're not going to find too many Zergs that can choose their way into Masters, Grandmasters. You used to be able to 6-pull, but it doesn't happen anymore. So really, Zerg is a macro-oriented race, and most players at the high levels are solid macro players. So when you look at a Zerg's playstyle, just understand whatever they're doing, they're going to be macroing to that level of the league that they're in, of the replay that you're watching. That was like confusing. I'll reword that. The player you're watching, whatever league he's in, that's his macro level. So if you see a Zerg player being really aggressive with like the most random thing, if you saw like a Ultralisk Confessor drop and you're like, oh, I love that, understand he is doing perfect macro behind that. He's not getting supply blocked. He has full mineral saturation. He's taking his bases when he should. He has upgrades being worked out. He has map vision, all the things in ZVT that are just like concrete things to do. He does it, but they do it behind their build. So this was incredible. I would love to get hopefully a shorter, but this was really important because you see a lot of perfect gameplay, and it is so important to see adjustments and how to react to things. The answer there was not, all-inning or baneling busting, but it was macroing and just looking on the map for an opening if there was one. We saw it. So keep that in mind, no matter your race. I know I've been doing Terran vs Zerg lately, and I'm so sorry, but I say it's a balanced matchup just because neither is really susceptible to like extreme all-ins, so you get a lot of macro games. A lot of the replays I've been getting have been a lot of like 1v1 versus or 1-1-1 versus 4-gate, which is great, but I mean none of us get better by that. You just have cheese wars, which I don't care for. You shouldn't be practicing that if you want to be a really solid player at any level. It's fun to watch. It's flashy if it's in a tournament, but nothing worth looking at. Anyone can stop building workers and just build army and micro. So, yeah, keep that in mind. Regardless of your race, though, even though this was Terran vs Zerg, understand that just because you lost, don't look at what you initially messed up on and say that's the reason I lost. I want you to keep playing like you're going to win, and you need to be. And if you end up losing the game, I want you to look at your follow-up and say, okay, even though this happened, like, what'd I do here? As a matter of fact, go to the very end of the game and start tracing backwards to the huge mistakes that you could point out and say, could I have done anything to fix this? And if it's no, just go ahead and step back. Could I have done anything at this point? And keep going. and you'll get back to